What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. It is another Tier List Thursday. Today, we're bringing you a Dark-type Pokemon tier list. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Christ Peyton, how many Pokemon tier lists are we going to do? And the answer is, I don't know, because I will never stop. We're going to start it off with, our typing rankings with my favorite type, the Dark type. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of positive things to say. I think we will. It's a typing that's near and dear to my heart. Love this shit. Let's get right into it then. We're going to start things off, not with the very first Dark-type Pokemon, but the first Dark regional type, Rattata, Alolan Rattata. Alolan Rattata, he goes in the edgy tier. Now, I'm quite fond of Rattata. I like him. I think he's silly. He's just a little purple rat. That's funny. And all they did, they gave him red eyes, gave him scruffy black fur, and a fucking Hispanic man mustache. And God bless them. They really hit it out of the park with that one. It's still Rattata. I'm not gonna jump for joy if I ever see a Alolan Rattata, but I'll be pretty happy. I'll never be disappointed. With that being said, Alolan Raticate, I'm a little less positive on. I think making him a big fat funk who's got his face stuffed, sure, it's silly. I don't know if I'd say I prefer it over original Raticate, when I do prefer Alolan Rattata over original Rattata. So I think I'm going to put him in Fledgling of the Dark Arts. Up next, we got Alolan Meowth. I think Alolan Meowth... actually, I'll not get into that just yet. Alolan Meowth, we'll put him in edgy. Same thing as Alolan Rattata. They took a Pokemon I'm already somewhat fond of in Meowth's case. And they just gave him a little cunty little shrug, and made their skin like a grayish blue. Phenomenal. Alolan Persian, though. Man, get this shit ass out of here, man. I'm not the biggest Persian fan in the first place, but all they did was they just gave him a big fat stupid face. It looks out of place. It is cartoonish. This does not look like a Pokemon. And I fucking hate it. I'm sorry. It's stupid. It's lame. It looks even worse in the games, to be honest. Alolan Muk? Poser. First of all, color scheme, downgrade. Went from purple to green and yellow? Disgusting. And he looks disgusting, and he's supposed to. But he looks a little too disgusting for me. I don't like him. I don't like looking at him. I like original Muk. I like Kanto Muk. I don't fuck with Alolan Muk. I'm sorry, Grimer. My fault. Muk's up next. Muk goes in, I'll put him at the top of edgy. So, the color scheme. Real abrasive. Not super easy to look at. Once again, he's kind of supposed to. I like that they added the little rocks to him. It makes the design a little more interesting. Now, the main reason why Alolan Muk goes in the edgy tier, top of edgy, it's his ability. Now, his ability isn't good. That's nothing to really talk about. However, it is called the Power of Alchemy. That alone brings him up to edgy tier. Up next, we got Mega Gyarados. Spoiler alert for whenever I get around to the Megas tier list. I don't like Mega Gyarados. He looks stupid. I guess the best way to describe it, and this doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense to me. Gyarados obviously does not have arms. He is like he's like a sea dragon. He's like a western dragon. I'm sorry, an eastern dragon. Why would he have arms? That would look stupid. And I don't have that problem with Kanto Gyarados, or with base Gyarados, but with Mega Gyarados, I look at him and he looks armless. It doesn't make sense, but that's just, I don't know, he's like too short and stocky. Like, it looks like he skipped leg day. Like, he's so big and huge at the front, But then in the back, like, he's got a tiny little shrimp tail. He looks stupid. He looks stupid. And I mean, it's also a missed opportunity to not make Gyarados Dragon type. They fixed that opportunity with Charizard. Why couldn't they do that for Gyarados? I mean, the whole legend is that a carp swimming up a waterfall and becoming a dragon. And Gyarados, neither Gyarados or Mega Gyarados are Dragon type. Fuck's up with that, Game Freak? Come on. I'm sorry. Galarian. That's the name of the region. Galarian Moltres. He goes in Edgelord. Top of Edgelord. Just barely misses out on the top tier, which it doesn't have a name. I'm not pronouncing that. Look at this, man. Look, this is so fucking raw. Now, Kanto Moltres is my least favorite out of the legendary birds. I think Moltres looks boring. He looks naked. The design does not look complete. The flames aren't prominent enough is the main thing. But with this, I couldn't possibly add more to this design. This is perfect. This is phenomenal. The black and red bird with like the fucking pink flames, or I'm sorry, just a bird, the fucking phoenix. It looks so fucking sick. And on top of that, its ability, Berserk. Berserk reference in my Pokemon? Edgelord, easy. Umbreon, oh man. Yeah, he goes in the very tip. He goes in the ultra tier. Favorite evolution, although Jolteon is a very close second. I love Umbreon. One of the best shinies in all of Pokemon. And look, I feel like that's all I need to say. He's my favorite evolution. Anyone who is even slightly invested in Pokemon has an evolution that is very near and dear to their heart. I firmly believe that. Everyone has a favorite evolution, and that evolution means a lot to them. And for me, it's Umbreon. He's pretty good in Nuzlocke. I don't need to explain myself. Look at him. He's a goat. Anyone who knows me knows I would just assume I fuck with Umbreon, and I do. Up next, we got Murkrow. Murkrow's alright. I like Murkrow. I think Honchkrow, when we get to him in the future, very huge improvement. I think he's a cute design. I like the little witch bird. You know, he's got the little witch's hat, and his tail's supposed to be the end of a broom. I think for one of the Pokemon designed to introduce the typing, I think he does a very good job. I like this guy. Hisuian Quillfish. Man, he's a poser. He doesn't go in shit-ass because I think his color scheme's a lot more interesting than Johtoian Quillfish, but he still sucks. It's Quillfish. I don't like him. Sneasel. Yeah, Sneasel go right below Murkrow. Sneasel's neat. Sneasel's cool. I like Weavile more, though I would argue maybe Sneasel has a better design than Weavile. Whatever. I like the asymmetry of Weasel's design. I like the singular little flower leaf hair thing. But Weavile becomes completely symmetrical, and it kind of takes away from that. But regardless, Sneasel's cool. I don't know. I never a big Sneasel fan. So I try to avoid this. I don't like having too many entries in the very tippity top tier. We're about to have 5 in a row. With the Houndoom lines. Oh, hold on. Let me rank these real quick. There we go. And then we got my goat. So I'll talk about all of them at the same time. The Houndoom line and Tyranitar are some of my favorite Pokemon, period. Tyranitar is a very close second to Nidoking as my favorite Pokemon ever. And the Houndoom line, I want to say they're probably top 5. If they ain't top 5, they're top 7. I fucking adore all of these Pokemon with all of my heart. I'll start off with Houndoom. He was first on the list. Or Houndour. He's a cute little Rottweiler puppy. with a black color scheme, with a fucking skull on his head and a little rib cage on his back, and he's got these little fucking collar, or not collar, I'm sorry, like fucking ankle bracer bone things. Absolutely, he hits that perfect balance of me of being adorable because he's a puppy while still being fucking sick and menacing. Dark Fire is such a badass typing. Fucking, he's adorable. I love him. And then Houndoom, the fucking devil dog, dude. Yes, look at that. Fucking, he gets the little devil's tail. He fucking replaces the skull for a pair of fucking ram's horns. The ribcage on his back expands to like make like a fucking like collar with a little skull on his chest. Dude! And I mean, whenever he came out in Gen 2, Houndoom had the highest special attack of a fire type who was not a legendary. So he showed up on the block and he meant business. And I love it. I fucking love him. One of those Pokemon where I have a go-to nickname for them. You know, certain Pokemon I don't even call by their real name. I call them by a nickname that I give every single one. And with Houndoom, that's the exact same. That's Beelzebub. I'm sorry, not Beelzebub. That's Beelzebud. He's a little buddy, and he's the devil. He's Beelzebud. And if it's a girl, that's Beelzebella. After fucking shout out Isabella. Those who know Isabella, those who know about Isabella, shout out to her. That dog is immortal. And then Mega Houndoom. He just one of the perfect evolutions. One of those Mega Evolutions where it's the perfect balance of adding to the design, but not doing too much. And it just follows the same path that the Houndour line was on anyways. The bone protrusion things just get more intense. The fucking ram's horns shoot upward into these devilish demon horns. The pitchfork tail becomes an actual fucking pitchfork. The little devil tail becomes like a pitchfork tail. He loses the collars on his back, his hind legs. Why do I keep saying collars? The little ankle, like the bracelets, the bracers on his hind legs, and doubles up on the front legs. Makes the design very front heavy, but that's neither here nor there. And I mean, he gets this fucking demonic, like, chest plate of like bones. So fucking cool, so fucking sick. And then, like I said, I've actually got Tyranitar. I talked about him in the pseudo-legendary tier list. And I mentioned it before. Second favorite Pokemon ever. I fucking love Tyranitar. Godzilla. He was the first Godzilla Pokemon, and for that, he's forever goated. And his Mega Evolution is a Space Godzilla reference. Base as fuck. However, I do put him at the bottom. I don't necessarily care for what they did with his Mega. I like that his back splits open because Mega Evolution and like every Dex entry, Mega Evolution is kind of described as this almost violent process that Pokemon are not supposed to endeavor. Like the little chest piece on Tyranitar, the little like Larvitar, kind of explodes outward, like it explodes out his back. You can't see it in the art, but like in his renders, like there's like a big gaping like wound on his back, and you know the Larvitar becomes a giant big old face on his chest. But the reason I don't like it, it's two main things. It's the horn. I think the horn looks stupid on him. Yes, it's a Space Godzilla reference. The horn looks stupid on Tyranitar. And I like the idea of his back splitting open from the force of the Mega Evolution. But one thing with Tyranitar, the closest thing I could say to having an issue with the design, he's got real short stubby arms. But it's like short stubby arms in like the way Godzilla has short stubby arms, or a Tyrannosaurus has short stubby arms. Yeah, they're short and stubby, but you don't care because the rest of it's so fucking sick. But with like the fucking like the spikes shooting out of the sides of his back, it really makes him look like he has short, stubby loser arms. And I don't like that. But it's still Tyranitar. It goes in the bottom of the top tier. Poochyena. I love Poochyena. Look at this cute little fucker. I think he's adorable. I loved it in Gen 3. You know, he's like the, not the mammal, but he's like one of like the Route 1 encounters. I love that you can get a dark type right off the bat in Hoenn. Too bad I don't really care for Hoenn as a whole, though. But I think Poochyena is adorable. I love him. Mightyena, however, I don't like Mightyena. I don't know what it is about the design. It just doesn't do something for me. It's not intimidating enough. I guess he just doesn't look mean enough. But I think what part of it is he kind of looks like he kind of looks like he's balding. Because he's got this big old long mane of hair on his back, but he ain't got none at the top of his head. It's like all starts in the back of his head and goes down. Like, he looks like me in like 20 years. I don't like that. I always thought he looked a little too goofy. Mightyena just doesn't really do it for me. Oh shit, but we got Galarian Zigzagoon. I love Zigzagoon. I think he's fucking adorable. One of the first Pokemon I was ever exposed to, actually. I had Pokemon Coliseum on my GameCube when I was a kid. I could never get very far. I could never get like past the tutorial because I didn't know how to buy Pokeballs. So I would just do like the first 2 fights over and over and over and over again when I was a kid. And the very first fight, you're fighting with your Umbreon and your Espeon against a Zigzagoon and a Whismur. And so, you know, Zigzagoon has a lot of... He has a special nostalgic place in my heart. And all they did with him, they kept the exact same adorable design, but they made him black and white, sick color scheme, gave him red eyes, with little stars, like little black stars over his eyes that look like they're sunglasses. And they have him stick out his little tongue, little blah, blah. He moves up to Edgelord. Look at this guy. You can't be mad looking at this guy. Linoon. I mean, a lot of the same things they did to Zigzagoon, they did to Linoon. Not the biggest Linoon fan though, but you know, it's an objective improvement in my opinion. So it's not objective. But it's just a straight upgrade from Liland. So edgy. Nuzleaf, the namesake for the superior way to play Pokemon games. Yeah, he's okay. That's really his biggest claim to fame, is that he Nuzleaf Lock from Lost. Fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this, the origin for the name Nuzlocke came from a panel in the original 4chan webcomic of the dude who played with that rule set for the first time ever. Had a C-Dot. Don't know what he named him, but there was just a panel where he gave him the face of a character from Lost, and he said, I think all of this is happening for a reason. People latched onto that. That C-Dot evolved into a Nuzleaf. Nuzlocke. There's your fucking Pokemon history lesson. Shiftry, I like Shiftry a lot more. I think Shiftry's a much cooler, much more interesting design. Almost to a point where it's hard to believe he comes from Nuzleaf and C-Dot. I really like Shiftry. I love like the Japanese like Oni aesthetic he's got going on. I like the little traditional Japanese sandals. He's got the big old nose. He's got the big ass, you know, Jiraiya-esque hair. Shout out to him. And he's got like, you know, little hands, fan weapon things, which is common. Like I just, you know, fans as weapons in Eastern countries is a thing. I mean, I know it comes from Journey to the West, but you know, still. Pretty cool. I like Shiftry. Don't have a lot of experience using him in any capacity, but he looks cool. And really, that's all you can ask of certain Dark-type Pokemon. Sableye goes in the bottom of Veggie. Goes right above Meowth. Sableye's a cute little guy. For a while before Gen 6, he didn't have any weaknesses, which is cool, which is neat. But he's not good at anything. He has a dog shit ability. He's based off the Roswell aliens, which is neat. But that's it. And also he has like the Ruby Sapphire enabled on his back, which is a cool little reference to the games. But that's about it. Sableye, he looks kind of neat, but functionally in-game, he sucks. Mega Sableye, though. Holy shit. I love Mega Sableye, one of my favorite Megas. Put him at the very top, very bottom of Edgelord. To Sableye himself, his little horns get a little more prominent, little ear things, and his eyes become red instead of blue. But the thing that I love about Mega Sableye is that the gem on his chest just gets fucking 10 times bigger, pops out of him, and he just hides behind it like a little shield. I love that. That is an incredible idea. And I don't necessarily know why, but I do know this. Mega Sableye was banned from Gen 6 OU the very last day it was current gen, because he was a problem. He basically completely negated offense. Like, you could not, like, Mega Sableye would show up and then, like, it just became a stall fest. Because you couldn't, he made hyper offense, not even just hyper offense, he just made offense as a whole futile. So clearly he fucking stands on business. So there goes the bomb of Edgelord. Carvanha's a poser. I don't like the color scheme. I think it looks stupid. I don't like that his name's he's named after like a car rental place. Hoenn has too much water. Sharpedo top. No, he goes right below Murkrow. Sharpedo's alright. I mean, he looks like the fucking San Jose shark, dude. I don't like that his like back half. It looks like there's parts of him missing. Like, I get that he's supposed to look like a torpedo. It looks like he's just the head of a Pokemon. I don't like how incomplete he looks. And Mega Sharpedo doesn't really fix that. He leans more into the torpedo aspect, so you don't really notice the fact that he's like doesn't have a fucking ass. But it's still, I mean, it's the same problem. When I was younger, I mean, water and dark types were my favorite types, and for a long time, Sharpedo was the only water dark type. Since then, we have gotten much more and much better water dark types, so he doesn't even have that going for him. Yeah, I don't got much to say about Cacturn. I'm sorry, Sharpedo. Cacturn, I also don't have a ton to say about, actually. He goes he goes right above Sharpedo. I like the Cactus Scarecrow design. Pretty cool. What the fuck? Oh, it's a bird. I thought there was a meowing in my fucking apartment. Sorry about that, chat. But next we have Crawdaunt. He goes in Edgelord. Shout out my crab. Shout out my crab pilled. First of all, he's a crab-based water dark type. I lied earlier. There was already other water dark types. Maybe that just kind of shows Crawdaunt's a little forgettable. But he's crab lobster pilled, sick as fuck. He's got a unique move. He got Crab Hammer, which I think Kingler eventually learns, so it's not unique anymore. But it was unique for a time. Gen 3 had a lot of unique moves. I really like that about that generation. Sick design. He's a crab. The physical special split helped him, but in Gen 3, he was a physical water type, which sucked. But I love Crawdaunt. Absol. Man. You want to talk about the quintessential dark type. I think if you had to describe a dark type Pokemon in a single Pokemon, it'd be Absol. I think I'm gonna put him right below Mega Sableye. I'm not the biggest Absol fan. Actually, you know what? I lied. Yeah, no, Absol's pretty sick. Cool design. He, like the little Taoist yin yang. He's the harbinger of the fucking end times. It said that if you see an Absol, then a tragedy will soon befall, like the area you're in. That's cool. That's sick. Just a really sick, edgy design, and I love it. Mega Absol is in contention for one of the best Mega designs, period. It's just another thing. They take Absol, they add a little bit of spice, but they don't go crazy with it. They don't go overboard. They give him these fucking beautiful, angelic wings. They make the yin-yang element of his head a little more prominent. They give him the fucking emo-over. Beautiful. They give him like a little, wing tufts of fur on its arms and feet like it's a fucking seraphim. I love it. It's like a fucking angel of destruction. Like it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous design. It is so goddamn emo, and I'm all here for it. Honchkrow, shout out Honchkrow. Honchkrow's sick as fuck. Big mob boss energy. Yeah, he's cool. He's a big ass mobster crow. Yeah, he goes to the top of edgy tier for now. Okay. Stunky, he's cute. I'll put him above no, he goes at the bottom of Fledgling of the Dark Arts. Stuntank, I don't remember. Shit ass, I hate this Pokemon. Absolute fucking roadblock if you ever do a Platinum or just a Gen 4 Nuzlocke in general. This Skuntank, if you're not prepared, will wipe you. Which actually isn't a plus for it, because I hate that fucking fight. I hate having to deal with it every single time. It's a stupid, ugly Pokemon, and I hate it. Spiritomb, Beret, another Pokemon that I have a name for. So, the most I have to say about Spiritomb. I shared typing with Sableye, once, so at one point had 0 weaknesses, then Game Freak introduced Fairy. Absolute pain in the fucking ass to get, but I was doing a Heart Gold Soul Silver randomizer Nuzlocke, and if you completely randomize static encounters, then the shiny Gyarados at the Lake of Rage, obviously is randomized, and it's always, it'll always be a shiny. And this Nuzlocke I was playing, this randomizer, I also had it to where I had randomized abilities. And so, you could probably see where this is going. I get to my Lake of Rage encounter. It is a shiny Spiritomb, one of the best looking shinies. And it has the fucking ability Wonder Guard. Wonder Guard is the signature ability of Shedinja, who has a single hit point. And Wonder Guard makes it to where he can only take damage from super effective moves. In Gen 4, for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Spiritomb did not have a single super effective move against it. Now, here's a little Pokemon fun fact. In Gen 4, there is a bug in the coding for Wonder Guard. Fire Fang bypasses Wonder Guard. Specifically Fire Fang. Now, this goes unnoticed in the base game because Fire type is already super effective against Shedinja, so it doesn't matter. But in circumstances where, maybe through illegitimate means or not, if a Pokemon who's not normally weak to fire gets Wonder Guard, they can still be hit by Fire Fang. There's a little cool fact for you. The more you know. But I named that Spiritomb Barry. Big Barry. He goes up in Edgelord, right next to Crawdaunt. This Tearless Thursday was brought to you by Cheerwine, by the way. Drapion. I used to think Drapion was a lot cooler when I was younger. His design's kind of like, not soured on me, but it's not as cool as it used to be. Nowadays it kind of looks silly to me that his arms are coming out of the side of his head. It looks like that one picture of like a Hatsune Miku figure where they replaced her hair with her hands. So she's got just her strands of hair shooting out of the sides of her head and her fucking leak holding hands shooting out of the top of her head. Hatsune Miku reference? No. But Drapion's still pretty cool. Poison Dark. He loses the bug typing, which I think is a little unfortunate. I think bug darks are... It took him until Gen fucking 9 to make a bug dark type. And we'll get to location when we get to him. But I think a bug dark is a lot cooler of typing than dark poison. If not for the reason that we eventually got other dark poisons with the Lowland Muck line. But that's Drapion. Weavile. Weavile can go in... He's an edgy tier. And I'll put him right below. No, I'll put him below Ponchcrow. Now, I mentioned before that I don't like that they made Sneasel's asymmetrical design symmetrical. I do think that was a downgrade. However, I do think the rest of it is... I still think Weavile has a cool design. And the reason why I like Weavile a lot more. First of all, first real exposure to Weavile, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. He's one of the Pokemon you can get in there, and anytime he'd show up when I'd play, I'd be like, oh fuck, it's Weavile, because I was like a dumb little kid, and I didn't know I could just jump to get out of it, or just get out of the way. So anytime Weavile showed up, that meant shit was getting serious, and obviously the CPU aren't escaping, or my non-gamer family members. And also Weavile, I mean, yeah, fucking amazing in Gen 8 OU, one of the best offensive Mons, and then Gen 9 fucking, they just butchered him. But Weavile's cool. I think Ice Dark, sick typing. That's also a bonus to Sneasel. Very, very good offensive typing. Absolute dog shit defensive. But the second you slap ice on anything, it becomes a dog shit defensive typing. But yeah, Weavile's cool. I like that he's very much a glass cannon. He does it in certain generations. He's a very effective glass cannon. But yeah, I do think the little, like, I don't even know what you would call that little headband crown thing he has. I like what they did with Sneasler a lot more, where they just accentuated the already existing asymmetrical feature. Anyways, we'll get to Sneasler when we get to Sneasler. Actually, no, we won't, because Sneasler's fighting poison. Never mind. Darkrai. Easy edgelord. Look at this fucker. This is the definition of edge. Probably my favorite mythical, but I don't really care for any of the mythicals. Darkrai's cool, but that's about it. Oh shit. Yeah. So if Houndoom isn't top 5, it's because Hisuian Samurott takes up that slot. I talked about Hisuian Samurott. No, I didn't, because I did not talk about him in the starters. Well, I talked about how much I loved the line as a whole in the starter tier list. Hisuian Samurott, I mean, favorite starter. Took my favorite starter already, made him even cooler. Made the color scheme, improved on the color scheme. You know, took the yellowish shell elements, made them black and red based. Made him a little bit darker of a blue based. Gave him more of like a scraggly beard and mustache, which plays into the dark aspect. And also they made his like little excuse me, shin guards, his shell shin guards. You can't really see too well here, but like in with Unova Samurott, they're very basic, very simplistic. But with these, they're a lot more jagged, spiky, edgy. Oh, I fucking love me some edge. They made his helmet a lot more jagged and spiky. It's just, I fucking love it. I love it so much. If you want to hear me talk about how much I love Samurott, just watch the fucking starter tier list. Purloin and Liepard are shit ass. I don't like these guys. They're stupid. They look stupid. They are stupid. Fuck them. Okay, we're back to the good dark types. Sandile's adorable. God, yeah, he goes in edgelord. Yes. Yeah, I'll put him right below. Yeah, right below Moltres. Nah, he goes above Moltres. Look at him. Look at this cute little gator. Oh my god. I can never see Sandile and not imagine that he talks like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Krokorok. I don't like as much. He kind of suffers from awkward middle stage because he has to be some. It really feels like they designed Sandile and then Crocodile, who we will get to, first, and then they needed an intermediary and they made Krokorok. And I think, I don't know. He looks a little goofy, Doesn't have the cuteness of Sandile. Doesn't quite have the badassness of Crocodile, though very few Pokemon do. Yeah, right below Shiftry. And then we got fucking Crocodile. Oh my god, you want to talk about one of my goats. Another Pokemon, go-to nickname, Radigator. Yes, I know he's a crocodile, but Radigator is too cool of a name. Absolute fucking beast. Anytime I'm playing a Unova game, if I have the opportunity, I am grabbing me a Crocodile. Just a badass fucking alligator. Great stats, great abilities. Ash had one in the anime, and oh my god, the anime did Crocodile so much fucking justice. That dude was so fucking sick. And also, I know this is a little extracurricular, but there's this fucking Instagram page where they do like daily random battles with like 2 random Pokemon, and they only have Metronome. And for some reason on that page, Crocodile does not fucking play around, dude. Like, he whips out, like, turn 1 fissures. He whips out Disable and makes the opponent fucking struggle themselves to death. It's crazy, man. And honestly, it just heightens my love for Crocodile. But that's neither here nor there. I love Crocodile. One of my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. One of my favorite Dark types. One of my favorite Pokemon, period. Next we got Scrafty. I liked Scrafty a lot more when I was younger. Now he's just kind of whatever. He's it's hard to not look at him and fucking laugh, though. I'll put him right below Honchkrow, though. And then we got, wait. Oh, am I getting there? Scraggy. This is Scraggy, and this is Scraftly? I don't know. Their names are a little too similar. He's pretty cool. He was on my... So I had a Scrafty and a Crocodile on my first ever black and white team. My first team, it was... I'm trying to remember it. It was... I know I definitely had a Samurott, Crocodile, Scrafty. Pretty sure I had an Unpheasant. I'm getting super distracted right now. But what I'm saying is nostalgic for him. But, you know, dark fighting, sick typing. I think there are other Pokemon who maybe do that typing a little more justice. What happened to the music? Yeah, what the fuck? He's cool. I like him. He's alright. Yeah. No, I'm doing him a disservice by not putting him in edgy. I'll put him right below Rattata. Okay, Zorua? Zorua's okay. I think it's a cute little design. It's a little simplistic. I'll put him right above Scrafty. Zoroark, however, I don't give a shit if he's furry bait. This is some badass emo furry bait. I love Zoroark. I obviously used the Zoroark you get for free on my first ever Black and White 2 team. He did fucking work. I mean, he's in like the same company as like Lucario, of like a Pokemon, admittedly furry bait Pokemon. Pokemon the Pokemon company knew was gonna be a fucking popular, was gonna be awesome, so they gave him their own fucking movie before their own generation even came out. I love it. It's great. I love Zoroark. He's awesome. Oh, we got some heavy hitters. We got some heavy hitters in this whole tier list, to be honest. Pawniard, he's alright. I'll put him right above Zorua. I think he looks a little too childish. I think they could have done more to make him still look pretty... Oh, fuck me. I could have done more to make him look a little more intimidating, a little more imposing. Main reason why I complain about this is just because he evolved at such a high level. Like, I think it's like 55, 56 before he evolves, which is ridiculous. So you're stuck with Pawniard a little bit longer than I'd like. However, it's worth it. Bisharp, holy shit. No, he goes above Zoroark. Does he go above Sandile? Yeah, he does. Oh fuck, no, he goes to the top of he goes to the very top. He goes right below Mega Absol though. I fucking love Bisharp. Super fucking sick design. Badass design. Dark Steel, literally my two favorite types. I don't even have to choose. Like I said though, unfortunately he evolves at such a late level that you're not going to get to use Bisharp much. And if you're doing a Nuzlocke, you're not going to get to use him, period, because you can't get him legitimately. Excuse me. But I love the little chess bit, you know. The Pawniard into the Bisharp, and it evolves into King Gambit, who we will also get to. I love Bisharp. I love the design. He looks so fucking sick and badass. I think he perfectly epitomizes the intimidating, evil motherfucker look that dark types sometimes have going for them. Like, you look at a Bisharp and you're like, yeah, this dude's evil. This dude's evil. He wants to kill me just because. What the fuck's this thing's name? Volby? Shit ass. He's wearing a diaper. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid dumb loser. Mandibuzz is alright. Mandibuzz ain't too bad. I'm not putting it above Murkrow or Pawniard or Zorua, but I will put it above Scrafty. Mandibuzz has definitely grown on me over the years. She's alright. It's a decent design. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to be the counterpart to Braviary, who I vastly prefer. But I do like that, you know, Braviary's the offensive one, Mandibuzz is the defensive one, and Mandibuzz does look pretty bulky. It does look like she's wearing like very tightly packed, like leather armor, or densely packed leather armor. Definitely makes it look like she can take a hit. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton to say. Okay, we got Dino, I think's his name. I'm forgetting his name. I think it's Dino. He's alright. He's pretty cute. I like these. He's got the little fucking can't even see out of his eyes emo bangs. The blue, black, and red's a fucking sick, tried and true color scheme. He can go right above Scrafty. Zweilis, and it is Zwei because it's named in German numbers. Zweilis, I think he can go right below Pawniard. I mean, obviously it's eventually playing into Hydreigon. But I like the fucking two heads. I like that in the art, one's fucking yapping and won't shut up. The other one seems kind of apathetic to this. I think it's cute. I think it's silly. One of those designs that you're gonna have to get real used to, though, because it's pseudo, so they don't evolve until ungodly late. But it's worth the payoff. Hydreigon, fucking goat. Put him right above Mega Tyranitar, but right below Bisharp. Second, third favorite pseudo legendary. I don't remember exactly how I ranked them. It's King Ghidorah. It's King Ghidorah, but he's dark type and evil. Well, Ghidorah's already evil, but he's dark type, and so instead of piss ass yellow, he's fucking blue, magenta, and black. Enough said. And plus, I said enough about him in the pseudos. Greninja. At one point in time, when I was a kid, Greninja was definitely my favorite Pokemon. He's not anymore, obviously. I'll go on the top of Edgelord. But I do love Greninja. One of the better starters. One of the best starters, really. Check the starters tier list. Fucking very good competitively. In Gen 6 and in Gen 7. Banned to Uber's Gen 6 because he was just such a good lead. Banned in Gen 7 because of Ash Greninja, which I think is a stupid, ugly design. But Frog Ninja, based. People clown on like the fact that his tongue is a scarf, and it is a little gross. But I think it's played straight enough that it's cool. I like it. I think it's sick. But honestly, like I said, I talked about him in the starters tier list, and also I don't feel like I have to say a ton. Look at him. That's fucking sick. He's a Smash Bros, goddammit, and he's pretty cool at Smash Bros. Although I suck with him. Pangoro. Oh, I fucking love this dude. One of the better fighting dark types I mentioned. We'll put him... He doesn't go in Edgelord. I don't like Pangoro that much, but I will put him above Weavile. Big fucking badass panda. It looks like if Poe, Poe after one bad day, just became a gruff, no-nonsense dickhead. I don't know. I love him. He's great. I love the concept of him starting off as Pancham, who's this cute, sweet little innocent panda. But in order to evolve him, you have to have him in a party with another dark type. And so, he gets exposed to the evil of the world, and he becomes this more grizzled, cynical, adult. I don't know. I think it's cute. Gen 6 had a lot of bizarre evolution methods, but I think they're cute. I like that, Game Freak's still doing crazy shit like that. Speaking of crazy evolution methods, Inkay. Inkay's alright. He's kind of cute. He's an ultimate, but he's not one of the better Pokeballs. I don't know. He's, whatever, it's Inkay. Malamar's pretty fucking sick, dude. The fucking Cthulhu Pokemon. You can't tell me this ain't supposed to be Cthulhu. Speaking of crazy fucking evolution methods, you evolve Inkay into Malamar by holding your 3DS upside down. Because if you look at him, that's what Malamar is to Inkay. He's like a fucking flipped upside down version of him. I'm blanking on what Malamar's typing is right now, though. I know he's a dark type. I cannot remember his secondary type for the life of me. I think it's Psychic. I think he's Dark Psychic, which is a pretty fucking sick typing. Yeah, he's Dark Psychic. I'll put Malamar right above Weavile, actually, but below Pangoro. Yeah, Malamar's really sick. I love his design. He's got Contrary as an ability, so you can just spam Superpower with him. But yeah, shout out Malamar. Yveltal. Eviltal. Don't know exactly how to pronounce it. God, one of my favorite legendaries. One of my favorite box legendaries. I'll put him right above Greninja, actually. So I think making a Pokemon look like a giant Y was always going to be slightly difficult. And for context, I had Pokemon Y, so I like Yveltal way more than Xerneas. Fucking design, a perfect epitome of edgy bastard dark type. The fucking dark blood red with like the black highlights looks so sick. I love the gray little smoke scarf it has. And you can't really see it, but he does have like blue eyes, which really pop out in a really nice way. Has a sick fucking Oblivion Wing, such a sick fucking typing. And I also just the fact that it's like the fucking embodiment of like death. Like it's like the Grim Reaper of Pokemon. It also makes the story of Pokemon Y fucking ridiculous. Spoilers for fucking games that are 12 years old. A children's game that is 12 years old. Fucking Lysander's whole thing. Like in Pokemon X, he's like, oh, I will fix this ugly, decrepit world by making everyone immortal, and this will bring beauty to everywhere. That's like, okay, alright. But in Pokemon Y, he's like, the world's fucked up and ugly. I'm going to kill everyone. It's just the fucking complete 180 between the games. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I love Yveltal. One of my favorite box legendaries. I used him. I mean, I was a kid, so of course I used my box legendary on my first X and Y team. But he was on my first X and Y team. Yeah, he's sick. He's awesome. And also really fucking good and competitive. I don't know about Gen 9. Well, I don't think he's in Gen 9. He would be Nat Dex. But I know in Gen 8, he was like the only thing keeping, God, what's its name? I can't remember its fucking name. But it's the fucker with the big ass brain riding the horse. The ghost type version of that. He was like the only thing keeping that thing in check. Like, if Yveltal doesn't exist, Ubers would be like the worst metagame. Like, Gen 8 Ubers would have been like the worst metagame ever. But yeah, Yveltal. Hoopa Unbound. Man, I can't tell you a single fucking thing about Hoopa. Hoopa came out at a time like when I was. It came out at the perfect time where like I was kind of losing interest in Pokemon. I mean, I've never lost interest in Pokemon, but it came in like in one of like the fucking troughs of, you know, the wavelength of my interest in Pokemon. It's a mythical, so right off the bat, I don't give a shit about it. And I don't know, it looks kind of stupid. Psychic Dark's a cool type, but I don't. Nah, he doesn't pose her. Hoopa Unbound's ugly. I don't like this thing, and I have no like emotional attachment to it. Incineroar. Let's see. We'll put Incineroar right above Sableye. Cool design. I mean, I talked about him in the starter tier list. He's based off a heel wrestler. I love that. VGC, he's the best Pokemon ever. Like, period. Like, he's gonna be like the first Pokemon to win like 4 world titles. And I'm probably never going to stop. But you know, I went with Decidueye. I don't have much of an attachment to Incineroar. And he's still, I mean, he's Dark type, but god damn it, man. It looked like Game Freak only decided to make him Dark type because they didn't want the outcry of another fucking fire fighting type. But, you know, Incineroar, he's cool. Check the starters tier list. Guzzlord. Guzzlord, these nuts. One of my favorite Ultra Beasts. Probably top 3. Top 4 for me. Dark Dragon, sick typing. Hydreigon did it first, though. He's like this big. He's supposed to be like this big, bulky wall, but he's not great at it because I don't think he has access to any instant recovery. Although the best thing about Guzzlord, besides like, you know, I like his color scheme and his fucking edgy design. My favorite thing about Guzzlord is in the anime, this dude just screams. He doesn't have like a Pokemon. Like in the anime, all Pokemon just usually just say their name. Guzzlord just screams. And if you think I'm exaggerating, look it up. I'm not. It's just some Japanese dude screaming his fucking lungs out. You know what? For that, I'm gonna put him above. Put him right below Shiftry. Okay, now is when we get into a stretch of Pokemon I'm not too familiar with. One of these is Thievul. I don't know the other one's name. Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't really have anything else to say. Oh god, I can't remember the. Okay, so I do not remember the names for these other two. Impidimp? I think this one's Impidimp. I don't remember the middle one. Grimmsnarl. I know Grimmsnarl, though. We'll get the Grimmsnarl. Impidimp, he's okay. Put him right below Inkay. This dude, whatever. Yeah. Alright, Grimmsnarl. I love Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl, sick. Dark Fairy, sick fucking typing. He has Prankster, He's great. He's a really good support mod. He's really good just setting up screens. Good in like VGC and singles. I love that he's like a fairy, like not like a trickster fae. I love that. Let's see. I'll put him. No, I'm gonna put him above Absol. Actually, I really like Grimmsnarl. I don't know. He's kind of got one of those designs like it's like right up my alley. It's a dark type design. Put him right below Crawdon because I don't have a ton of experience using Grimmsnarl in any capacity, but he's still sick. And then his Gigantamax. He just becomes really big. He got them big ass disgusting cowboy boot bitch disgusting. Whatever. Obstagoon. His name Goon. We don't Goon in this household. Jokes aside, I mean he's based off like Gene Simmons, which you know L, Kiss reference L. But he's cool. I like these big fucking he's a goon in the traditional sense, not the fucking brain. He's just this big fucking meathead who fucks shit up. Like he's based off a Rockstar. The black and white design still goes fucking crazy. Him sticking his tongue out and a little blah. I like. I mean, he's got guts and he has a monster attack stat, so you just give him a flame orb and you click facade and things explode. But yeah, but once any Gen 8 Pokemon, I'm not gonna have a lot to say about, unfortunately. Morpeko, one of my least favorite Pikachu clones. Well, I don't know about that. All the Pikachu clones kind of suck. Yeah, sure. Urshifu Single Strike. Yeah, I don't know, man. Rapid Strikes is the one that gets used more often in, like, competitive. And, like, I mean, I like the stance. I like that he's, like, he really looks like he's about to fucking annihilate you with a single punch. Although, I kind of want to say I prefer Rapid Strikes more. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't got a ton to say about Urshifu. I'm sorry. Gen 8, I'm not going to have a lot to say about. I'll put him right above him. No, he goes right below Incineroar. Although his Gigantamax I will put above Incineroar because I have a pretty sick trading card of Gmax Urshifu Single Strike. So, yeah. Zarude? You want to talk... This is one of those Pokemon where, like, you bring him up and I feel like an old man because I don't... Like, who is this? Who... What? Like, I feel like... I remember when Zarude happened, I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? How did I miss this? I don't even know what his deal is. I don't know a single thing about this. He's Grass Dark type. That's it. And he has, like, a Dada form? What the fuck? Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean? He has, like, a pink scarf? I don't know, man. Overquill. Man, shut the fuck up. Man, shut the fuck up. Meowscarada. Refer to the starter tier list once again. But I do like Meowscarada. I'll put her right next to, or put them right next to Incineroar. Put them just below Incineroar, actually. Low Kicks. Took them a fucking 1,000 Pokemon to make a Bug Dark type, but you know what? God damn it, when they rolled around to it, they knocked it out of the fucking park. He's sick. Cool as hell. You slap a Choice Band's first impression on this dude, he does ungodly damage. I'll put him right above Weavile. Low Kicks is sick. I love him. He's tiny and he's small, but he still looks like he can fucking annihilate your ass. He's based off a Grasshopper, which is cool. He really does. He's just a sick design. It almost doesn't look like a Pokemon, but like in a good way, you know. Oh god. What's this fucker's name? I know this one's Mabashchip. What the fuck was this dude's name? I don't know. He's a dark type dog Pokemon, so everything tells me that I should like this guy, but he kinda, yeah, I don't know, he doesn't really do it for me. Yeah, oh, hold on. No, these guys are posers. These guys are posers. He's a poser too, actually. He's not a poser, but he does suck. Mabashif, I mean, what's his name? Arvin? From the games. He's got a dead, sick, dying one. I mean, it's not dead, but it's about to be. I kind of like him. He just looks like a tired old dog, man, and I love that. It's pretty cute. I want to be his friend, so he goes right above. Guzzlord. Bombardier, I think's his name. Dude, there's a Titan version when you fight, and that's all I can tell you about this fucking thing. I don't know. Poser. He fucking poser bitch ass. Oh, the store comes, instead of bringing a baby, he brings a fucking hydrogen bomb. I don't know, man. King Gambit, alright. Oh my god. Oh my god. You want to talk about a fucking goat. You want to talk about a king. Right below Radigator, but it's close. It's close between these two. I fucking love King Gambit. Some people don't like the fact that he's sitting on a little throne of his hair, and that in itself, I don't dislike. I think it's pretty cool. I do think it's really weird seeing him, like, in the game, if you have him following you. Like, he rides his hair like a Roomba. That I have an issue with. That I do not like. But I will pretend like that aspect of the Pokemon does not exist. So, first of all, I think it's the perfect evolution from Bisharp. You know, little axe on his head, grows this giant blade. Because his whole thing is that, you know, he's the commander. He's like the shogun. And he looks fucking imposing. He looks like he fucking lean. He's got this he does this badass lean on his fucking elbow and his knee. Kowtow cleave. He's got a signature like 100 accuracy, like 80 something base power dark type stab. It's sick. It's cool. The real thing that makes King Gambit my fucking goat though is oh, what's the name of his ability? I don't remember. Fucking, but the whole thing where, like, you know, the more Pokemon that have fallen, the stronger he gets, and it's like, that's what makes King Gambit beautiful. It's no matter how many Pokemon, it doesn't matter if you're down 1-6. If you got a King Gambit, that fight's not over. Because all you need is one correct read, and it's over. It's done. You just gotta read the Terra right, and it's shover. It's donezo. And that's so fucking sick. He is the comeback Pokemon, and I love that. That's so sick. You know, I don't know. King Gambit's awesome. I fucking love him in competitive. Is he unhealthy? Maybe a little bit, but I don't care. He's unhealthy in a fun way. Shout out King Gambit. Brute Bonnet. I did not even know this dude was dark type. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care for the Paradox Pokemon as a whole, but he is Amoonguss. Shout out our trans ally Amoonguss. He goes in Edgelord purely for that. He goes above Crawdont, but right below Barry. Iron Jugulus, I think's what his name is. They took Hydreigon, but they made him a lame robot. Shit ass, honestly. No, it's still Hydreigon, but it's like, I don't know. They massacred my boy. They ruined him. I'm putting him at the top of Poser. Okay. Wo-Chien, my favorite of the... He's my favorite because he's the worst. Wo-Chien sucks, but I love him because of that. I mean... sucks, air quotes. I mean, fucking, like, max special attack, choice specs, Leaf Storm, Wo-Chien, one-shots, max bulk, like, max special bulk Blissey. How many Pokemon can say that? Wo-Chien's one of them. He's the next young and comer up out of Atlanta, man. I don't like the fact that Wo-Chien is canonically, he was a human that became a Pokemon. That opens up too many uncomfortable questions that I honestly don't want answered. But I fucking love Wo-Chien. He's one of those shitters who I love because he's a shitter. Put him right below Galarian Moltres. Chien Pao. Fucking. See, I mentioned earlier. I mentioned that Weavile was really good in Gen 8 OU, really good Glass Cannon Hyper Offense, but then they just fucking nerfed him. Not only did they do that, they literally. Chien Pao is literally just Weavile with better stats. Like, he is just as good or better than Weavile in every capacity. Which is crazy to me that they would just do that. Just make Weavile obsolete. But Chien Pao's pretty cool. I like that he's got giant swords for, like, teeth. I'll put him right above Weavile. Yeah. I still think low kicks and the rest of them are cooler. I don't have a ton of attachment to Chien Pao. Ting Lu. This motherfucker brought stall to VGC, and for that alone, he deserves to be commended. Placed upon a pedestal. I'll put him right above. Put him above Poochyena. He's supposed to be like the bulky one of the Vessels of Ruin. And he is. He's so incredibly bulky. He is so incredibly fucking bulky that people were legitimately slapping fissure on him at VGC tournaments because he would stick around long enough that he would probably pull one off. Holy shit. Yeah, no, Ting Lu's cool. I love him. He's pretty sick. Chi Yu, I believe is his name. Sick shiny. Unbelievably sick shiny. I don't like I love the fact. I love the idea of a firefish. I think that's awesome. I think that's sick. I don't like that they made him like goldfish size though. I don't know what the point in that was. But he's still pretty cool. I'll put him above Wo-Chien. I'm sorry. No one goes above Wo-Chien. I'll put him above Chien Pao. But yeah, Chi-Yu's pretty cool. I know he was a fucking problem day one of like OU. Because that special attack stat, ridiculous, and then fucking Beads of Ruin makes everyone's special defense lower. What the fuck was Game Freak thinking? But we ended off with Roaring Moon. Who's pretty cool. Roaring Moon. This is peak Salamence to me. I think Roaring Moon is what Salamence done right looks like. And Salamence done right is so goddamn sick, dude. Oh my, above Greninja, actually, right below Evoltal. God, this dude's cool, and I mean, he's also just really good and competitive, or he used to be. I don't know if he's still a meta pick, but he's just great. He's awesome. I feel like, because, you know, with Mega Salamence, an aspect of him was that, you know, the wings are very important to Salamence. But the wings are really small and stubby on Salamence, and then Mega Salamence gets these giant, huge wings. But they look goofy. But on Roaring Moon, he has these giant, colossal wings, and they look sick. They look imposing. It's almost like a constant backdrop to the rest of the design. Which is just a more feral, animalistic-looking Salamence, which looks sick. Roaring Moon is also one of the cooler Paradox names. I think all the Paradox names fucking suck, because they're not Pokemon names. It's adjective noun. It's like, that's not a Pokemon, like, whatever. That's neither here nor there. I'm getting sidetracked. But Roaring Moon, that is a sick fucking name. But that's the Dark-type tier list. As you noticed, it's a little top-heavy, but I picked my favorite typing, and it's my favorite typing for a reason. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.